Just cut this part out.
I know, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so forget this. There, sorry, Jilly. I had to put that in to make sure that this doesn't make it in. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sam the Cooking Guy podcast. Slightly different from our regular YouTube channel in that there's not really any cooking going on here. This is an opportunity for us to answer questions. You ask them, we answer them, or talk about whatever we need to talk about. All that is what we're going to try and do. We all good with that?
There's a whole lot of questions, so yes.
There's a lot of questions, yeah. So a couple things I want to talk about first. We did this past week. Oh, I know what I want to do first. Hold on. I've decided that we will start each podcast with alcohol. I will.
What are we drinking today?
Today we're drinking, because it's, even though I'm freezing out here, and look, by the way, I'm in San Diego, and it's probably 65, and I say freezing, clearly I'm exaggerating. But this is a summertime thing that I call a Bourbon Lemonade. So I've got a bottle of Jim Beam, and people are going to say, dude, you should be drinking better, way more expensive bourbon. And I am not an expensive alcohol guy. So maybe there's a mezcal or two that I like. I don't even like expensive tequila, but I like a good tequila, and it doesn't have to be expensive, especially when you're in San Diego and you're 20 minutes from Real Mexico. So a Bourbon Lemonade goes like this. Goes bourbon, a little Grenadine. If you had maraschino cherries, you could add those, or the cherry juice. You could take one of the cherries in the bottom and muddle it up, then add the ice, then add the bourbon, then maybe a little cherry juice, and then some lemonade. Oh, they make these things like idiot proof. And then that. Like, the colors are nice. It's very refreshing. You add a wedge of lemon. So that is about the most cooking we're going to be doing on this. Cheers, everyone. These two don't really drink.
That is going to...
That is going to be...
Yeah, we're not the biggest drinkers, but I can get down on a cherry bourbon lemonade.
You want to taste the sip?
Not really in the middle of the day.
I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for your benefit. Yum. Okay, a couple things to talk about first. This last week. Oh, by the way, we are in the middle of the rib slider episode. The McRib slider episode that aired Monday. This is Tuesday. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. We can show you a quick little snip here.
Yes, right there.
Little snip. How good did that look? They were delicious, I have to say. But they're cooking in the oven. We're trying to be expeditious with our time. Plus, we thought it'd be more fun. We set up, we do it, it's all good. So last week we did the deep fried ribeye tomahawk. Max put a picture up.
God,
it was freaking
good.
gorgeous. It was freaking gorgeous. There's not been more controversy in something I've made since I put soy in my carne asada and got just f***ing reamed from so many people.
Yes, what you're referring to is the doneness of the inside of the steak.
For
you
this,
need to
yes,
address.
yes. So here's the deal. When I cut it, Max can show that. Yes, right beside the bone, it's very rare-ish looking. But the slices were lovely and delicious for me. It's called Sam the Cooking Guy. I liked it. But let's just take that away for a second. There literally was as many comments saying, you're a tool, you can't cook, that's disgusting. And then there was a whole handful of people said that for sure gave him the shits. It's gross. But then there was just as many, oh my God, you nailed it. That's perfect. The way I like my steak. So look, my grandmother would say that's why there's different flavors of ice cream. I don't even like ice cream, so that's just me. Whatever. But it was a good episode, and you should look. I could have, as I explained to somebody the other day, I could have taken a regular sized ribeye like this, no big tomahawk bone, done it in a pan with just an inch of oil. But aren't you here for entertainment as well as cooking? So you learned that you can, in fact, cook a ribeye, but we did it a fun way, and I think that's what we do should be about. This is not meant to be boring shit. I mean, I don't have to cook a steak on a 747 engine turned upright. Of course, that's crazy. I love the idea of it, and I don't even know if it gets hot enough. Could you even do that?
I'm gonna have to look into it now.
The only thing you couldn't turn it upright, but there's the Osprey, right? But the Osprey propellers go down and then back up. They don't go that, and then it's only a propeller. It's not an engine, so whatever. So I don't know if it's possible. It's about entertainment though. So that's why we do these things. So we wanted to answer some questions, and we have some that we've pulled off of comments, and this first one I can say it. It's not a word I use, which doesn't mean I can't say it. Is that right?
Well, it might just mean I have to bleep it, but
okay. Here's the exact comment. Are you an amazingly weak of a man? So I'm gonna guess. Should I go with you bleeping it? Because right now I don't know.
yes.
Okay, let's just. You should have seen his face. He was like this. Yes, like there's no question. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you what he bleeped. Rhymes with maggot. And by the way, this genius commenter spelled it wrong. Am I surprised? No. I don't even get it. I don't get the comment. Did I do something? Look, I agree I'm in touch with my feminine side. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not the most, I'm not a lumberjack. That's for sure. Oh, that's for sure.
Oh, that is for sure.
But I don't get the comment. I'm not even offended by it because it's stupid. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous comment on every level. By the way, this is California. We dig everyone. Everyone. We will have not tacos, rainbow shirts for Pride. How cool is that?
That'll be cool.
That's cool. That'll be cool. So anyway, let's see. How come I never get? Justin says, "How come I never get grill marks no matter how long I preheat?" Huh. He's talking about this was from the elote corn episode that we did, to the Mexican corn, the Italian corn, and then two other ones with flaming hot Cheetos, whatever.
It takes time to get those marks.
That's the thing, Justin. Look. The trick that I used in the beginning, the little tip of microwaving saran-wrapped ears of corn for 5-6 minutes, lets you start on the grill with a much softer kernel, and it's more likely to give you some color quicker. But it definitely takes a while. That was a solid 15 minutes. And don't forget, we are putting that garlic butter on it, and that will absolutely enhance. So I would try that. Even if you just took like a can of Pam, because it's all you had, and sprayed it, you'd get better results than if it was just a cold ear of corn. You can boil it. Somebody asked, a chance says, does soaking the corn in water for like an hour or longer make it juicier before cooking? I don't really know. I've never done that, honestly. I don't know.
I don't know if it'll make it juicier. It might make it softer and get
it
those
might
grill
make it
marks faster.
softer to help you get there
Because
faster.
I remember this was a thing that I used to make my friends in college. We had a barbecue and we used to make chili lime corn all the time.
The one from the
and I
website.
remember your recommendation. I said I have these ears of corn. I have these ears of corn.
Yeah.
what do I do with them? And you said they need to go on the barbecue for like 30, 45 minutes
Right.
on a lower heat to soften up until they can be ready to get the basting
And that's why we microwave them now.
Mhm.
Try that, Justin, and see how you do. Sam the Cooking Guy, has anyone told you look like Stephen Colbert? And there's no way I don't look like Stephen Colbert. I like Stephen Colbert.
It's just the glasses.
Here's a good question. Ex Joyful. The videos you post, are they actually taped the day of or previously? You know what? There's been a couple times, Max, when we've done day of, I think.
Not in a long time.
But yeah, look.
Maybe in the past.
Look, here's the deal. It takes us. So it's taking us longer today, hence the podcast being shot in the middle of the ribs cooking in the oven. But it takes us generally, I'd say, an hour and a half to 2 hours to shoot an episode, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's about right.
And it gives you guys, say, 15 to 20, 25 minutes of an episode. And
we
because
could make 2-minute videos.
Yeah.
Like that.
Do people do 2-minute videos?
I mean, hey, nothing against Babish.
No,
but
no.
Babish does like 6-minute
Yeah,
videos
Babish.
pretty much every
Look, clearly
single
he's
time.
doing something wrong, or something right.
And I can tell you,
He's got like 6 million subscribers or
the
something, right?
difference between a 6-minute video for me and a
Oh,
20-minute video
yeah.
is
Look, I haven't
hours and hours.
gotten there, but we shoot an hour and a half, and then Max puts into that 8, 10. I don't know how long.
A 20-minute episode will take about 10 hours straight. Yeah.
20-minute episode takes 10 hours straight. Now, of course, he's taking a break, walking the dogs, smoking a ton of weed, so he has his creative points that he needs to. By the way, anyway. I don't want to take away from what he does because the heavy lifting starts after we shoot. So Ex Joyful, no, we can't do that anymore. There's too much work that goes into it. Here's our goal. Our goal is to give you something that looks as good as anything on TV. And honestly, I think it does. And I think most of our shit is way more interesting than stuff on TV. And not just because I can say that guy's a fucking piece of shit if I want. It's because it's the work that goes into it. My stuff with Max now, I'm going to say I think looks better than any TV I've done before. And I've done 15 years of TV. So that's just it. Sam, you're so cool. Can you be my dad? So, look, I have two emotions when I read this. Yes, thank you. Oh, I'm honored, and that would be amazing. And, of course, I'm old enough to be your dad. I'm old enough to be his dad, so.
The amount of people that call you either dad.
Dad.
or Uncle Sam, something like that, is huge.
Maybe we need a shirt with just my face and it says dad underneath. Oh, it's not a bad idea. Can I talk about that suggestion for the shirt? Can that be a poll question?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so here's an email that I got. I met someone yesterday at jeez, am I gonna be able to find this? I met a guy yesterday. He's from Lancaster, California. His name's Brian. We'll call him Brian because that's his name. Brian with a Y, by the way. And I asked because there's the I and there's the Y.
You asked a poll question once. Do you know any Johns that spell their name Jon?
Yeah.
And it was one of our most answered polls.
And
in the
I
history of
didn't know.
polls.
There was like a shit ton.
Yeah.
I guess any Jonathan is Jon, which I got schooled in. So Brian and I are talking. He comes from Lancaster. I want to thank you again for being so gracious. My wife, my brother. Tacos are great. Your staff is awesome. Want to send you a reminder about the T-shirt idea. So here's his idea. Brian says, because I've said kind of this before, not in the same form, how important a sharp knife is, Brian's suggestion is this for a T-shirt. Sharp knives matter. And he said, let me give you an idea for a T-shirt. And he said it, and I went, oh, I don't think I can do that. I think it's too close. And the last thing I would ever want to do is diminish the Black Lives Matter movement at all. That being said, part of me goes, can't we appreciate? Well, it's not appreciate. What's the word? Can't we understand that those things live in two different worlds? And I get that people will say yes, they can or they can't. So the question is to you, and I don't know the racial makeup of our audience. We don't know that, do we?
I don't think that's something that No.
That YouTube asks.
regional
So we know where you are. We know how old you are. Only if you've subscribed. Gender. Most of you are guys. Most of you grabbed your nuts and held on really tight when I told my horrid kidney stone trauma story in the first podcast, which you haven't heard. You might want to go listen to that. But we don't know. We don't know if what your ethnic makeup is. And look, we want to be inappropriate as we want to have fun. We swear, we do all that but being offensive, we don't want to do that. That being said, I was the master of ceremonies at my synagogue last night for our rabbi who was retiring, and I told a foreskin joke. I won't tell it now. It's we don't have enough time. But I will tell it maybe next time.
Fuck.
And it's a funny fucking joke. And I don't think I was being inappropriate or offensive telling a foreskin joke to a group of mostly older people. But that's different than the Black Lives Matter, Sharp Knives Matter. And Brian completely got me when I said, dude, I don't know. He goes, I know. He goes, I just know you talk about the importance of sharp knives. So if anything has come out of this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, and you can answer our poll question. And it would be interesting, Max, if they said, here's the question. Is a t-shirt that says Sharp Knives Matter offensive to you? And they answer, they just have to say yes, no, but comma, their ethnic group? Can they do that? Or is that, they can't do that?
People to
I guess I just want to know. I mean, I
know there's
I don't know that everybody that's African American would say yes, it's offensive. They might. I don't know that. I don't know if
you want them to say yes, I'm African American, or yes, I'm white, or no, I'm African American, no, I'm white.
Should we just cut this part out?
I know, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so forget this. There, sorry, Jilly, I had to put that in to make sure that this doesn't make it in.
Actually, it, I'm putting it in.
What?
We're putting it in.
Can you?
This is going in.
What? What part?
All of it. I'm not cutting
Okay, we've just had a conversation about what I don't see now. Now I'm all freaked out. Okay, can I change the subject?
Yes.
Please. Ivy says, "Great video. What type of knives do you use?" Ivy, what's an affordable brand would you suggest? I've said this before. We're trying to find a brand that we really like that we can get behind, and it's not so we can make money from it. It's so that we can suggest something that we feel good about, that you can go away and buy. Knives are expensive. And look, the more expensive a knife is, one of the major benefits of that is that I smell ribs.
I do too.
Look, in the
It's
craziest way
starting.
possible. We're going to end this soon. One of the benefits of an expensive knife is it holds its edge longer. You know, a cheap-ass knife, you can sharpen, it's great, and you cut 3 lemons, and it's now dull. A good knife, good steel, which I'd say is generally a German or Japanese steel, will last longer. No, I've pissed off people in America because maybe we can't make knives here. I don't know. I'm trying not to be offensive. I'm trying to, look, can't we all just get along? And so I haven't got one that, Ivy, you ask affordable, and that's the hard part. I bought a knife for $30 off Instagram because I got sucked in and I bought it. And it's a great knife, but A, I've not been able to find it again. B, I reached out to what the name was. No one's responded. And it could be a little bit more expensive if it was a little bit more better. I'd be okay with that. Like a good knife, it's like 125, 150 bucks. And I'd like to find one that would be 50, 60 bucks that people would buy. Because here's the deal. You buy a knife once, you shouldn't be replacing it. It's not like a cheap non-stick pan that you throw out every year and get another one. So just know, Ivy, I've got you in my heart. I'm feeling you, and I'm trying to find something. Two successive comments. Sam the Cooking Guy, do you smoke? You're always talking about munchies. That's from Dalton. And then Scott, directly below it. What's your favorite way to smoke? And I assume you're not talking about cigarettes. They're not, are they? They're not talking about cigarettes. No.
I don't think so.
I used to smoke, and I gave that up. And anybody that does smoke should give that up, because that shit will kill you. That being said, I live in California. It's legal here. I do. I cannot during the day. I cannot. It will just ruin me. It will send me to places that I can't be useful for anybody. And I'd like to at night to relax. I do like actual herb and bud. I like the process of it. And you got to remember, look, I'm going to be 60 in August. 60, that's fucking old. And I came from a time when you got a baggie this big. This conversation's okay, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Tell them the name you had for it. I want to know if anybody else knows.
Oh,
this
yeah,
name.
okay. So think of a Ziploc bag this wide. There was this much bud across the bottom. It was $20, and it was called a lid. You'd buy a lid. They don't say that anymore. Now it's in. It wasn't even a weighted amount. It was just like that much. Basically 2 fingers across a Ziploc bag, and that was $20. But in that was stems and seeds and sticks and twigs, and it was awful. And I loved the process of dumping it out and getting rid of the seeds and the twigs and the stems, and then, mixing it up, and then rolling it, all that thing. Love that. I love the process. So that's almost done for you today. But I am a little bit lazy, though I do still like, what do they call those things that look like a baseball bat? What's the shape that you buy pre-rolled? They're fatter at the end that
cone.
you like. Cone, right?
Yeah.
Those are amazing. I'm fascinated by that. I love that. But I have a what do I have?
You have like a
pen?
CBD THC pen, yeah.
I have a THC pen. So you don't need to do anything. I just pick it up. I go. The little letter at the end glows, and then a couple of those, and I'm good. Back in my day, so let's roll the clock back like 45 years. I can't believe I'm saying that. It would be me and Bill Grad, and we'd smoke 2, 3 big fat joints together.
You just outed Bill Grad. He's going to
did.
get freaking grounded.
He's okay with it. He's going to get grounded. That's funny. That's very funny. So, look, yes. But I don't get paranoid. And so I have to be careful when I do. What happens is if I have something to do the next day, if I have like some event and I got to talk in front of 1,000 or 2,000 people or something, if I get high the night before, I will lay in bed and I'll be like, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't get paranoid. I get insecure. And I'm not an insecure person ever until sometimes when I smoke. And I like to. Maybe alone and then watch like a great movie or something. My God, I was going to talk about Schindler's List. I just watched that. Oh, not high, but anyway. Okay, look, I'm smelling ribs coming from the inside. Okay, come right here and look at this, Max. That's an indication of where we wanted to go with this. I don't know. Are there other questions here that I must answer?
Oh, we'll save them for next time.
Save them for next time. Yeah. Oh, here's one from Bronson Wally. Says, referring to the elote corn. So we did the Mexican corn. It's fantastic. We did it, what I call the Italian street corn. Then we did one with flaming hot Cheetos, limon, flaming hot limon Cheetos. And then we did a tricolor version with red being the flaming hot Cheetos, potato chips being white, and blue being corn chips. It was meant to be red, white, and blue. Thought it would be fun for, July 4th, even though it's not near there. Somebody wrote, loved it, love this country. I love your red, yellow, and purple corn. Didn't come out exactly, but Bronson says it looked fake for sure. It was nothing fake, unless you thought it looked fake because it was red and whatever. So thanks for being here. Cherry Bourbon Lemonade. Go to the website, cookingguy.com. You'll find that there. If you haven't watched the Rebs recipe that we're about to finish, go do that. We love that you guys are there. It means a lot to us, all of us, and thank you. And
We're taking f***ing calls next time.
We are?
We're doing it next
I've
time.
been asking for calls. Max
We're
says
taking
next time.
calls.
Next time, next week, next Tuesday. Hey, by the way, Make America Cook Again, the t-shirts that we sell and the sweatshirts and shit like that. It's not a political statement. Not a political statement. It's a culinary statement. That's all it is.